We're gonna begin sitting, so it's gonna be a little bit more slower, lazy class today. And we're gonna take a comfortable seated position just so that we can open a little bit the hips to relax the inner thighs. And you can try that one with one heel is pointing up, then the other heel is gonna be in line with the first one, so that the hips are open and the knees are apart. If you notice that your knees are somewhere up in the air, this means that this posture is not for you yet, or maybe not today, but then you can just take a simple cross leg. You just want to have a little bit of opening in the hips area to release the inner thighs. And if you have a yoga block or a small cushion, you can also bring it under your hips, because then it's also easier to relax that inner part. But this is just an option. We're going to spend around a minute or two in the first initial posture just so that we can open a little bit the thighs. It's also going to relax the lower back. When there is any tension in the hip flexors, in the inner thighs, in the thighs in general, this can also lead to some back pain. Just find your comfortable seated position that you can spend a minute or two with a straight spine and with closed eyes. You can just observe your breath for a few moments. The palms can be resting on the knees, or you can rest the back of the palms on the knees. If you like, you can make a mudra with your thumb and with your index finger. These are all options. Don't make yourself stressed, just find a posture where you can relax for a moment. The spine is long. Lift your heart center a little bit, lift the chest. Allow the abdominals to be long as well. And allow the knees to relax and to sink down towards the ground. Notice how deep is your breath and how slow it is. And maybe you can try to slow it down. Allow your shoulders to be relaxed. Take one more last deep breath in and deep breath out into that posture. Then you can slowly, gently open your eyes. You can bring your palms in front of you to come into tabletop pose. If you're using a block or a cushion, you can remove it on the side. We might need it later again. We come into a tabletop pose with palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And from here, we're just gonna lift the right knee at the side. Abduction in the right leg. With inhalation, with exhalation, release the right knee down. With inhalation, raise the right knee up. Try to keep 90 degrees in the knee and try to not lean to the left side, but instead focus on keeping your body in the center. Exhaling and releasing. With inhalation, lift the knee up. Try to keep this 90 degrees angle. With exhalation, release. With your own tempo, you can breathe in and lift the right leg up. And with exhalation, bring it down. If this is too difficult to find the balance, you can bring the knees together so that the left knee will be in the center. It's easier to find the balance. It's also a common exercise in the fitness. Then usually the girls, they make it very fast and they lift as much as they can, which is of course just different purpose and different goal. We want to make sure that we keep the body in the center, that we're not leaning to side, because it's not about how high you're gonna lift the leg. Even if it's just a little bit, make sure that you feel your abductors, the muscles of the outer side of the thighs, a little bit burning and working. Why we do that? Because when we engage them, then the opposite muscles, the inner thighs, are relaxing, kind of. Take one more deep breath in. Lift it up, deep breath out, and bring it in the center. We're going to switch the side, so the knees can be either under the hips, more difficult, or a little bit more easy. The knees are in the center. Left leg goes up with inhalation, bring it to the side. Exhaling, bring it down. With slow deep inhalation, lift the left knee up. No need to go all the way as you can. Just a little bit so that you feel the outer thighs burning. Nothing in the body is changing. The arms, the spine remain in the same position. We are only focused on the movement in the left hip joint. So we're gonna be today focused a little bit more on opening the inner thighs, preparatory poses for middle splits, and now we are engaging the opposite muscles, the abductors. This way we're gonna stretch the adductors, so the inner thighs. So this is how some muscles in the body work. When one is engaged, then the antagonist is relaxed. Keep the 90 degrees angle in the knee. Inhaling and exhaling. One more last breath in, deep breath out. Release your both knees. We're gonna have a nice cat-cow pose just for 5 breaths to move the spine up and down. With your own breath, make sure it's slow and deep. You have the time, no rush. No need to look at me. Just breathe and breathe out, and even if it's a bit more than 5 breaths or a little bit less, doesn't really matter that much. Just want to connect the movement with the breath. Moving the spine, spinal mobility is improving in general, the flexibility in the whole body, because we are releasing the spinal nerves, so that innervation of the whole body is better, and we have better awareness for the limbs, for the legs and for the arms, and it's also preventing from injuries. Take one more inhalation and exhalation with your own breath in this cat-cow pose. One more time, you're gonna lift the right leg on the side. Knee is 90 degrees. Extend the right leg. We stay here for one breath. Try to keep the body in the center. Right leg is straight. Very good. So simple, but it gets difficult. Push through the shoulders, don't allow here the chest to collapse. Feel the thighs burning. Inhaling and exhaling. Just release the foot down so that the right leg remains on the side. Find your own degree here. So we want to feel a little bit of opening in the inner thigh. And we have a nice option. Thread the needle pose. Inhale and raise the left arm up. Exhaling, slide the left arm underneath the right side of the body. And the left here can rest on the mat. If this is not accessible for you, you should not force yourself. Just a gentle twist, and maybe you can also extend the right arm forward. Just a modification of the traditional thread the needle pose that we are doing. A little bit more different, challenging the body. When I make you guess, then you're active and aware and you wonder what comes next. One more inhalation and exhalation, and we're gonna come back slowly with palms underneath the shoulders. And from here, we're gonna walk the palms to the left and find one line with the left palm and the left knee and the right leg, and just extend the right arm over the head. This is side plank modification. We are stretching this right side of the body. The shoulders are active. Stay here and breathe for one more moment. That looks good. Gentle stretch. Inhaling and exhaling, pushing through the left palm. And maybe you can find your balance and lift the right leg up in line with the left arm. Again, we are engaging those abductors. The core is active. If you like, you can bend the right knee and reach with the right palm holding to the right foot. And maybe the right foot can kick inside of the palm. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing all the way back. Right foot is down. Now we're gonna lift also the left arm. And stretch to the other side. Left arm is reaching toward the right foot. Gate pose. Gentle hip opener. And from here, we're gonna finish the circle. So we're doing kind of like a circle with our palms walking around. So we're gonna reach with both palms towards the right foot. And again, we're gonna walk them front. So it was kind of like a circle with the upper body. And from here, we're gonna push the hips back to the left heel. And we come into Child's pose modification. You can rest your forehead on the mat, or you can bring your fist one over the other and rest your forehead on top of them. One more last breath here. Inhaling and exhaling, walking your palms forward, come into this tabletop pose modification with palms under the shoulders. Lift that right leg up, bend the knee, and lower it down. We switch the side. Left knee goes up to the side, 90 degrees angle. Try to keep your body in the center, pushing through the palms and through the shoulders. Extend the left leg. Very good. Just for one more deep breath here, just to feel the outer thighs a little bit warm. Inhaling, exhaling, release the left foot down. We have this thread the needle pose. Right arm goes up, a little bit of twist. Inhaling and exhaling, the right arm slides underneath the left side of the body, the right ear is on the mat. If you like, extend the left arm forward. This is just a modification. You know that posture when we do it with both knees together. Inhaling and exhaling. Bring the left palm close to the head, push with the left palm. Bring the right palm underneath the shoulders, coming into this tabletop modification. We're gonna make a nice walk with the palms. We're gonna walk them to the right, so that the right palm is gonna be kind of in line with the right knee and with the left leg, and then just reach the left arm over the head, stretching the left obliques. Don't allow the right shoulder to collapse here. Make sure you're pushing, keeping it strong and active, and the core is active. Push with the right palm, push with the right shoulder. Maybe you find your balance. You can lift the left leg up, parallel with the mat approx. It might be a little bit higher or a little bit down. Don't stress yourself with angles and with degrees and geometry. It's a human body. Human bodies are different. Also, the same posture can look different, and sometimes it's not about how it looks like, but how it feels like, so it feels good. If you feel right, then it's good. If you like here, you can bend the left knee and reach with the left palm holding to the left foot. Left foot is kicking each side of the palm. Inhaling, exhaling all the way back. Releasing the left leg, bring it down on the mat. And reach the right arm up and towards the left foot. It's called gate pose. It's very beneficial for the hip flexors, for those muscles that are flexing in the hip, and we have it usually very tight if we sit a lot, and this is something very normal. But I need a little bit of attention. Inhale and exhale and reach with both palms towards the left foot. And have a forward fold, and then we're just gonna walk the palms, finishing the circle. Bringing it back under the shoulders, tabletop pose modification. And from here, just push your both hips to the right heel and lower down your forehead in the child's pose. Inhale and exhale and push with your palms. Come back into tabletop pose modification. Raise your left leg up. Bend the knee and bring it down, close to the right one. One more time. Raise the right knee to the right side. Extend the right leg. And then drop it down on the mat. We're gonna make this walk with the palms. We're gonna walk the palms to the left, finding one line with the left palm, with the left knee, and with the right leg. Extend the right arm over the head, finding here your strong left palm, push with the left palm, pushing with the left shoulder, and you can find your right foot somewhere on the mat according to the mobility of your ankle. Push also with the right foot. Engage your core and maybe lift the left knee up. If you can try to extend the left leg. Almost there, just a few more moments here. Very good, you can make it. Inhaling, exhaling, flexing the left knee, bring it down. Gate pose, reaching with the right palm towards the right foot. Left arm reaching over the head towards the right foot. A gentle forward fold, both palms reaching towards the right foot. Chest is on top of the right thigh. Finishing the circle, walking the palms to the center. Tabletop pose. Right leg lifted a little bit, parallel with the mat or not. Flex the right knee and drop it down next to the left one. We're gonna switch the side. Left knee in abduction. Extend the left leg. Try to not lean to the right. Keep the body in the center even if the left leg is not parallel with the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, and release the left foot on the mat. We're gonna make again a little bit of walk with our palms. We're gonna make one circle. Walking the palms to the right. Right palm, right knee, left leg in line. And just extend the left arm over the head, stretching the left obliques. Pushing with the right palm with the right shoulder. Finding your left foot somewhere on the mat according to the mobility of your ankle. Engaging the core, and if you feel yourself here strong enough, you can try to lift the right knee up into this super strong side plank. That's a very difficult posture. I know I got you unprepared. It's difficult. Breathing in order to maintain your balance. If you can extend the right leg. Just few more moments here. breathe in deeply. Very good. Inhaling and exhaling, bending the right knee, bring it down. Gate pose, left arm reaching towards the left foot. Side bend, right arm reaching over the head, stretching the right side of the body, side bend. Both shoulders perpendicular with the mat. Inhaling, exhaling, rotate your chest towards the left knee, both palms reaching somewhere on top of the left leg, wherever you can reach. If you can touch something, touch it. And we're gonna finish the circle. Bringing the palms under the shoulders. Tabletop modification. Inhale, raise the left leg up. Exhaling, flex the knee and bring it back. And from here, we're gonna do child's pose for a few breaths. Bring the big toes together, open your knees wide. You can bring the knees on the both edges of the mat and rest your forehead on the mat, chest is between the knees. Inhaling, exhaling, lift your head, lift your hips up, walk your palms underneath the shoulders. Close your knees or bring them underneath the hips. Tuck the toes underneath the feet and lift your knees, push your chest towards them. Downward facing dog. Find your down dog. Find the alignment of your palms. Roll the shoulders out. Push the chest towards the knees as you exhale. We're gonna raise the right leg up into three-leg dog. If this is also too difficult and you notice you lean to the side, then you can bring first the feet together so that when you lift the right leg up, then your left foot is in the center. From here, we're gonna bend the right knee and we're gonna open the hips, but not the whole body, just the hips. Shoulders remain in the same position. Inhaling, exhaling, extend the right leg and try to bring it to the side as we did in the tabletop pose in abduction. And from here, bring it forward to the outer side of the right palm. We're gonna find our lizard pose. Lower down the left knee, palms are underneath the shoulders, right foot is on the outer side of the right palm. Few moments here. Inhaling, exhaling, pushing with the palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee. And we're gonna extend the right leg, if you can. And then we're gonna bring it back to the down dog. Find your dog. If you like, bring the feet together. Left leg goes up, three-leg dog. From here, flex the left knee and open your hips to the left. but not the shoulders. Shoulders remain parallel with the mat. Inhaling, exhaling. Extend the left leg and bring it somewhere to the side, pointing to the left in abduction, as we did in tabletop pose. Inhaling, exhaling. Try to bring it somewhere forward to the outer side of the left palm and lower down the right knee. Coming into lizard pose. Relaxing your mind, relaxing your breath in order to relax the hips area. We're stretching the hips in all possible directions, all possible ways. Inhaling, exhaling, pushing with your palms. Take the right toes under, lift the right knee. Try to extend the left leg if you can. And lift it up and all the way back to down dog. Finding your down dog. Right leg wheel goes up. This time you're gonna bend the knee and squeeze it forward towards your chest, leaning into high plank, and we're gonna drop the knee down for a pigeon. Right knee is close to the right palm, right foot is close to the left palm. If you notice you're leaning to the right side and your left hip is far away from the mat, then maybe you're gonna need to put something under your right hip. So if you have a yoga block or a small cushion around or a blanket, anything that you have handy, you can bring it under your right hip. Or just try to keep your hips aligned, facing forward and square. If this is creating any tension in the front knee, then you should definitely bring a support under the hip so that the pressure is not on the knee. Finding here your pigeon for a few more breaths. Finding your hips somewhere on the ground. And if you feel here stable, if you want more, only if you want more, you can walk your palms back, lifting the chest into a gentle back bend. And if you want more stretch, you can flex the left knee and you can reach with the left palm and hold the left foot and push it towards the left hip. This is an option. And now for the girls, I know that you will like this, the mermaid pose. If you want to try, you can push the left foot towards the hips and then bring the left elbow around the left foot. Finding your hips, so make sure that you're not leaning to one side. You want to keep the hips in the center. And if you like, you can reach with the right arm over the head, clasping the fingers. Or a mermaid, this is just an option for anyone who wants diversity or more challenge. Maybe you're not gonna try it today, but you're gonna do the recording. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing. Bringing both palms on the mat, under the shoulders. Finding the strong palms, strong shoulders. Lifting the left knee, left toes are tucked. And step the right foot back. You might need to walk a little bit the dog. One leg bent, one leg straight. Left leg wheel goes up straight, three-leg dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Bend the left knee, squeeze it towards your chest, leaning forward and through Hatha. We're gonna come to pigeon on the other side. Drop the left knee down close to the left palm, and the left foot is close to the right palm. That's a difficult posture, so if you experience any pain in your knee, then you should not force yourself. Maybe you need to try with a prop underneath the left hip. Give yourself time to relax. Notice also the difference between both sides of the body. You can stay here. That's a very good posture for the hip flexors and stretching the groins. If you want more, once you find your stable position, then you can flex the right knee and push the right foot towards the right hip. Then you notice your hips are lifted up. Try to keep them down. And if you want more, you can try the mermaid pose on the other side. Wrapping the right foot with your right elbow. You can just stay here. Or if you want to try, you can hold the fingers of both hands. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the palms, releasing the foot. You're gonna step back to down dog, pushing with your palms, lifting the right knee, tuck the right toes under, and step the left foot back. Walk the dog if you like. Step the left foot front or the right one, whichever you find more comfortable, so that you can face the screen would be more easy for you. I'm gonna do wide leg forward fold. Toes are slightly pointing in. Toes are gently pointing in, and choose the modification that works for you. So if you want, you can bring the palms between the feet, or you can reach back as much as you can. If you want, you can flex the knees. If you want, you can hold to your big toes and push with the palms with strong biceps going deeper into the forward fold. Few moments here, breathing deeply. Very good. If you notice you're rounding the spine too much, maybe you want to flex the knees a little bit, or keeping the knees a little bit closer, the feet. Inhaling, exhaling. From the position that you are, you want to walk the palms somewhere under your shoulders. And from here, we're gonna get ready for the frog pose. So we're gonna close the feet a little bit, and we're gonna walk them back, so that we drop both knees on the mat. We want to keep the knees on the mat. And the knee is gonna be approx in 90 degrees angle. Both thighs are in line with the hips, and from here, we're gonna slide the knees to the side, coming into a frog pose. So now both legs are in abduction. And if you want to go deeper, you can bring your elbows down or even your head. Try to not arch your lower back because this is not very healthy. Try to take the tailbone in. If you have a yoga block or a cushion, you can also bring it under the lower belly for support. In this posture, we're gonna hold a little bit longer, around a minute or two, because it takes patience. And if you are not used to this deep hip stretch, maybe you experience any discomfort in case of a back pain, then you can bring the knees a little bit closer, or you can go out of the posture and come into child's pose or wide leg child's pose. Here you can bring your mind inwards. I will try to not talk that much so that you can look inwards and focus where do you experience the stretch, if there is any tension, and just breathe into that spot. And maybe you want to listen to what your body wants to tell you. Few more last moments into the posture. Calm down your breath if you notice that it's getting faster. Calming down your breath will calm down your mind. If you're resting your elbows on the mat, slowly bring the palms, pushing through the palms. The core is active, the shoulders are active. We're gonna slowly bring the knees closer, and the feet, and then the knees again. Slowly, very slowly, with control and awareness, going out of the posture. This is maybe even more important than the posture itself sometimes, because this is a dangerous pose if it's not performed with awareness. Just resting here for a few moments into Vajrasana or Thunderbolt pose. A therapy for the feet. If you like, you can just stay here for a few moments and relax. If you're today a little bit more active and if you want to have something more dynamic, if you want to do something and to have diversity, in that case, you can bring your palms somewhere on the sides of your thighs, or walk them a little bit back. And from here we're gonna engage the deep core, so taking the belly in, engaging the deep core, and we're gonna lift the knees. So we come on our feet more or less only. If there is ankle injuries or toes injury, please don't attempt. And maybe here you can try to find your balance and to bring your palms in front of your chest. Very good. This is also engaging the deep core muscles and the pelvic floor. It's a balancing posture, and it's so good for the ankles, for the feet, for the toes. Just breathing here and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling, slowly bring your knees all the way to the mat. Maybe help yourself with your feet. And we're gonna do a counter pose, optional, just bring the palms in front of you, tabletop pose. Extend one foot. And switch with the other one. Massaging the ankles. And one more time, switch the legs, extend the right leg, take the right toes under. And if you want more dynamic today, I think that you want, you can also extend the left leg, coming into this high plank. Pushing with the palms, lifting the shoulders, engaging the deep core. Try to not arch the lower back and try to not go down. The tailbone is in, the belly is in. Push your heels back and down to keep the legs straight. If you notice your knees are bending, just push the heels back, stretching those ankles. And just breathe in. Creating this enough high engage in the pelvic floor. Inhaling and exhaling, bring your knees on the mat. And we're gonna sit into a straddle fold. Extending the legs, and we're gonna open the legs as wide as it feels comfortable. We are working now for the hips in all possible direction. We're gonna do a little bit of warm up. We're gonna do the fingers into Kali Mudra. I don't know if this can be seen. Just clasp your fingers and bring the index finger together, or not. It's not that important. Reach your arms in front of you and begin to draw circles with your upper body and with your palms. From one foot front to the other, as big as it feels comfortable. So it's not about a range of motion. We are engaging the deep core and stretching the inner thighs and the legs in general. Also working for the pelvic floor. Can connect this movement with the breath. Just be present for your breath. Maybe half of the way is inhalation, and then half of the way is exhalation. And maybe you notice that every time you go a little bit further with your circles, as you go back, you're rounding the spine a little bit, just so that you feel this abs burning. Maybe you can flex the ankles and point your toes up to keep the legs active. We're also working here for shoulders. Shoulders are strong. When you finish your last circle, just switch to the other direction. Usually when we do circles, we do first clockwise and then anti-clockwise, but today we are a little bit more casual and flexible, so no rules, no dogma, not being strict and measuring angles. Just adjusting the posture to our bodies. Drawing these beautiful big circles, strong core and shaped skinny waist, stretching the inner thighs and engaging the pelvic floor. And the pelvic floor is also connected with the movements of our legs, so we cannot just work for one part of the body without working for the whole body. Taking these big, beautiful circles. If you get tired, of course, you can always make a break. And when you finish your last circle, just find your way to a seated position. We're going to flex the ankles, the toes are pointing up, so that we feel that we push the knees down towards the mat, and maybe you can also even lift the heels a little bit. If you feel like, okay, this was very nice and warm, good warm up, then you can also open your legs a little bit, only if that feels accessible for you. And check your lower back. So if you notice that you're opening the legs but then you're sitting kind of like this, then this is not the correct position. You want to keep the sitting bones on the mat, and you also might need to adjust here and there, lift it up and make sure that you're sitting on your sitting bones and the spine is long. I'll just sit on that side. Just point your toes up and then point them back. We do now a little bit of movement in and out. The toes are moving. We have better control over the toes. Maybe you can connect this movement with the breath, inhaling, opening, exhaling, pointing them in, or even the opposite direction. Usually when we open, it's easier to inhale, and when we close, when we go in, then it's easier to exhale. The spine is straight. Lift the head, lift the crown of the head and the chest, and focus on this gentle movement in the thighs. If it gets too much, anytime you can close the legs a little bit, or maybe even bend the knees. Make sure that you're not feeling bad pain somewhere in the inner side of your knees, the inner side of the hamstrings. Just find your own degree. Also, if you have a block or a cushion around, then you can also bring it under your hips, because then it's easier to release these hips. And eventually, we're gonna find our wide leg forward fold. You can keep the prop under your hips if you like to make it more accessible. And then we're just gonna walk the palms forward. Find your arm degree. Make sure that you're not rounding the spine here. So first we focus on this movement from the hips. This is where the movement happens. Straight spine, and just from here We are folding from the hip and walking the palms forward. Keep the ankles flexed. It's a very challenging posture. And we also want to breathe deeply to relax the mind and to be able to go deeper. And here is very important that we are not forcing ourselves, because the inner thighs, the adductors, and also the inner side of the hamstrings are very sensitive. So if you hurt yourself, then it's gonna take months till you recover and you're able again to practice this posture. Just stay and breathe and focus on folding from the hip joint, walking your palms forward. Maybe you can bring your elbows on the mat. Before rounding the spine, focus on how deep you can go only from the hip joint. We first go all the way down with a straight spine. Also, if you have a yoga block, if you have a prop or anything that you can use, even a chair you can use in front of you. If not now, maybe if you decide to practice by yourself. When we have a prop, when we have a support, then it's easier for the muscles to relax. You can also bring that prop underneath your hips. Find your position here, and eventually then, once we're gonna reach to our maximum, then you can allow the spine to be rounded. Once you reach your maximum from the hip joint, then allow the chest and the forehead to go down. Find your arm degree and just resting here. Also, you can also forget about the ankles. Pancake forward fold is called this in gymnastic. Very funny name. If you're flexible, if you like, you can also hold to your big toes. Just stay wherever you are and breathe. Also, if you have yoga wheel, you can usually bring it underneath the chest, according to how deep you can go into the posture. Now again, shut up for a few moments and I'll give you this opportunity of silence to observe the hips area and where do you experience tension and stretch. Few more moments in the posture. Slowly begin to walk your palms back towards your body. Very important now, how are we gonna come out of the posture? Don't rush, don't hurry up. Maybe you want to help with your palms and just bring one leg a little bit in and then the other one. Here we bring the legs together. You can gently bend the knees, especially if you had a little bit too much tension on the back side of your knees. And then you can hug them for a moment. And you can also rest your forehead on your knees for a few moments here. Relaxing your mind. This was a very intensive posture. And maybe it was also releasing a lot of emotions or memories or whatever, anything unexpected, uninvited to your mind. Slowly begin to round the spine and vertebra by vertebra. Lay it all the way down to the mat. Keep your knees together and just, if you like, bring the feet on both edges of the mat. Allow your body to relax. Keep the eyes closed. Palms are facing the ceiling, shoulders are relaxed. The lower back is flat on the mat. Observe your breath as a spectator. Observe your body if there is any difference. If there is any difference in your mind. Take one slow deep breath in. Deep breath out. And you can extend your arms over the head to begin to wake up the body. You can move a little bit. And whenever you feel ready, you can rotate to the right side. Right arm under the head. There's a pillow. Left palm is in front of the body for support. Pushing with the left palm, pushing with the right palm. Keep the eyes closed and slowly lift yourself to a comfortable seated position with a straight spine. Whatever posture is comfortable for you. We finish with one round of Om. Take a deep breath in for Om. Om. Bring your palms together in front of your chest and begin to rub them. And when you feel a little bit of warmth, you can cover your eyes. Open your eyes inside of your palms and bring the palms a few centimeters away from your face. Keep on looking to your palms, to your fingers. Spread the fingers and look in between them and behind, away from you, and if you like, bring them again together in front of your heart center. Thank you for practicing. We'll stop now the recording.